Hey everybody, today I'm gonna walk you guys through my signature updo. Really, every single updo that I do for brides, bridesmaids, if it's all gonna be up into an updo, like a complete updo, I do really the same kind of technique. So I wanna walk you through what that is. So for this updo, you're gonna need a couple different things. You're gonna need a teasing brush. I prefer the brush over the comb. 3 alligator clips, bobby pins, some rubber bands. I prefer the clear rubber bands. My 3 favorite products are the Redken Shine Flash Shine Spray, Kenra 25 Volume Hairspray, lastly the Kenra No. 6 Dry Texture Spray. First thing that you're gonna do is you're going to section your client's hair. Now the sectioning that I'm gonna do is the exact same no matter what updo that I do. And that is I go from the apex to behind the ear, so like this. Then I just clip that off. Do the exact same thing on the other side. I always like to pre-curl my client's hair. I use a heat protectant spray, I curl it, and then this is what I do. On the back of the client's head, you're gonna go and take from the crown all the way down. So you're gonna take this whole crown section, clip this up. The reason I do this is because usually I will re-curl this section or tease it or whatever you wanna do. And this is going to be incorporated into the base of the updo. So I always section out the crown. This is what your sectioning should look like. So you should have 2 sides sectioned out. The crown should be sectioned out. And I'm going to teach you now how to do your foundation of the updo. For your quote unquote foundation of the updo, you're going to somehow incorporate a ponytail. You could even, depending on the density of the hair, you could do 2 ponytails. Especially if you want the updo to be wider, you could do 2 ponytails. I'm just gonna do 1 ponytail today. Now, when I tie a ponytail, I really love to use the bungee method, where you have a rubber band in the center and then a bobby pin on each side. What you're gonna do is once you have your ponytail together, you're going to push your thumb knuckles up towards the scalp to kind of like secure it. Take your bobby pin, you're gonna go at a 90-degree angle, push the bobby pin in, and hold it there with your thumb knuckle. Then you're going to take this bobby pin and wrap it around a couple times. I mean, depending on how thick, how the density of the hair is, you might only need to do this once, but I do it twice for this mannequin. And then I'm going to go in again with the bobby pin and down. And that is going to create a really nice and secure ponytail. Then you can kind of pull on pieces to make it even looser. And now you have a really nice kind of fluffy, loose ponytail. So that is the base or the foundation of the updo. Now remember, all of this is pre-curled, but if you wanted it to be more curly, you could go in and curl this ponytail again, because what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be taking pieces and pinning it up. This is where your Shine Flash spray will come in. Any hair oil will work for this. I just like to have a controlled spray. But you're gonna take pieces and you're going to spray with Shine Spray, smooth the section, and you're going to ribbon the hair into a little circle, and you're just going to gather it up and find a really good place to pin it. Once it's pinned, you're gonna leave it there. You're just going to keep going. So taking a piece of hair, spraying it with Shine Spray, smoothing it out. You can also brush it out so it's nice and smooth. You can also do some where you're just twisting it a little bit and then pinning it at the base. So you have some pieces kind of hanging down. You can do that as well. My teacher, when I was in high school cosmetology, she used to always tell me, let the hair speak to you. So put it up, and if you don't like it, you can always take it down and redo it. But for now, I'm just kind of letting the hair speak to me. So I'm even gonna have this little tail go through there, and I'm just going to go with the flow, see what the hair tells me to do. Don't forget too, you can pull on pieces, like kind of spread them out. So once you pin them, go in and spread them out. You can go ahead and hairspray it, whatever you feel like you need to do. Keep in mind when you're bobby pinning, you shouldn't be bobby pinning anything like horizontally right away. You should be going in straight and then going down or to the side. And that's gonna help hide the bobby pin. I'm gonna show you what I mean. So I'm gonna
Good morning, CHS. Please pause for a moment of silence.
I'm gonna show you what I mean. So I put the bobby pin on like this. I'm gonna go in straight and then go in horizontally. And that's gonna help hide the bobby pin. Okay, now what I'm gonna do with these little like tails, I'm just going to put a bobby pin on the end and I'm just gonna twist up and hide it in the bun. So again, take this tail, twist my bobby pin, hide it in the bun. And then I'm even gonna pull on it a little bit to make it fluffy. And there you have it. So this is what I would call the foundation of the updo. Now, this is so like spontaneous. Like this is just what I thought of in the moment. So really you can base it off of a picture. So if a client brings in a picture of an updo, you could try to base it off of that. But in reality, the sectioning is gonna be the exact same. You're gonna always start off with your ponytail, create your foundation. You're going to undo the crown, curl that if you want, and then place that within this bun. Then you're gonna do something different with the sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the crown. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take sections of the crown and I'm going to curl it. See that once all that's curled, all you have to do is kind of just place it into the bun and pin it. You could even leave little pieces hanging like that, but it's just gonna make everything come together really, really nicely. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little section up here and I'm gonna actually do a little bit of back combing. I'm going to hairspray. This is why I like a teasing brush. I'm gonna use the same exact brush and I'm going to very lightly brush that down to smooth everything out. With a comb, you can't really do that. It would undo your tease. Make sure that you're moving your client around, looking at the side view, making sure everything looks good, making sure you're checking for balance in updos is very important. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually use my texture spray by Kenra, and I'm going to be spraying these top sections, twisting them, and then kind of just placing them into my bun that I've already created. This is important. There are bobby pins, and then there are hairpins. Hairpins and bobby pins look different because hairpins are almost like a loose bobby pin, like they're open. You can use a hairpin for this, like just because you're kind of letting it lay into the updo rather than needing like security. So I'm just gonna kind of hairpin these pieces into the bun. As I'm going, I'm really paying attention to how smooth the hair looks. You don't want to see any of the tease in there. So make sure that you're really smoothing out your sections. Now we're left with these little like loose pieces. Now I personally am actually gonna leave those for now until after we're done incorporating the side. People will add a really pretty Dutch braid that goes into the sides. You could even do like a little drape type of thing and then have that just kind of lay there. It really just depends on what you and your client wants. If they want pieces to be around their face to frame their face, I usually leave out pieces around the face just to add a little bit of interest and face framing pieces. And I'm actually gonna go back later and curl these. Now, as I do this, I'm really pulling back so that I don't leave any splits between the side and the back. So I'm pulling back with the braid as I go. I'm laying it pretty flat. Once I get to almost the ends, and notice I mainly just fed hair to one side, like that. So everything's being brought back. But once I get to about here, I'm gonna actually just hold the hair and I'm gonna start pulling on the braid. This is gonna give it that really pretty fluffy look. So I'm just very lightly pulling as I go. It's kind of like shoelaces, like as you pull on the bottom, it'll start to loosen up, so you have to go back to the top. So you kind of have to like pull in different spots. Pin that to the base. So this is how it's looking so far. And I'm just gonna do the exact same thing on the other side and lay that over, and then we'll figure out what to do with the rest. I'm going to crisscross it over the other one, and I'm going to pin it right there. I'm just going to recurl these pieces. I always like to curl away from the face. Now you could totally stop here and have it be like a really fun, messy updo. But if your client wanted these pieces to be pinned in, I usually ask them, I'm like, do you like it? Do you want me to pin these or bobby pin, and then push in? And there we have it. So once you have hidden all of your pieces, you're gonna go in, check for balance. Right here looks a little droopy, so I'm gonna bring that up a little bit. Spray, make sure you kind of pat it to get all those flyaways. And there we have it, our complete updo. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy practicing on your mannequins or your friends and family. Bye.